Since the rise of electric vehicles, there have been long debates and endless comparisons between gas cars and EVs. Some say EVs are just another problematic piece of technology that has come to take people's money, while others believe it is a revolution. The truth is, whether you think EVs are great or not, they have come to stay. The debate going on between EVs and gas cars covers a wide variety of areas like usefulness and environmental importance, not just price tags. But we're focused on price tags in this video. EVs seem to cost a lot of money in this part of the world, and while it looks like we might be coming close to a break from the high prices, I'll show you 7 reasons why EVs won't be cheaper than gas cars for many years to come, with proof. Number 7. Fluctuations in the EV economy. Over the past 2 to 3 years, the EV economy has performed less than expected. Manufacturers expected to make tons of profit from EVs as the widespread of EVs were predicted. However, that has not been the case in recent years. There have been a lot of anti-EV movements and resistance going on due to the bad experience some people have had with EVs. The various clashes between EV makers and EV owners have led to a decline in EV sales, especially with manufacturers like Tesla and GM. One moment, EV sales are crazy, and the next, there is silence in the market, with little sales or nothing. It's like an endless cycle. These fluctuations in the EV economy are bound to make EV prices shoot up as manufacturers seek to make profit and at least recover the cost of production. Many manufacturers, including Tesla and GM, began the year intending to release hundreds of thousands of EVs into the market, and that in itself is capital intensive, and that capital has to be recovered one way or another. Number 6. Cost of dealership. We have already established that purchasing an EV costs a lot more money than purchasing gas-powered vehicles. Getting an EV could cost as much as getting a nice pickup truck or mid-size luxury SUV. Many factors contribute to this increasing rise in price, one of which is the cost of dealership. EV dealers have to spend more time trying to acquire a license to trade these EVs, and they purchase them at a high cost, especially since most EVs produced already have pricey tags on them. The purpose of any business is to make profits, so these dealers add prices on the EVs to make sales and profit. For as long as EV production costs stay high, EVs are gonna stay expensive. Number 5. Government incentives are vanishing. Research shows that generally in the U.S., EVs cost an average of $50,000, while their gas-powered counterparts cost anything from $34,000. This clearly indicates that while EVs are still becoming widely known and accepted, owning a gas car could be more feasible if you're an average earner. While there used to be many government incentives to cover all of these, nowadays we've seen a serious drop in incentives. Tax prices are increasing notably, and the cost of owning or even dealing with EVs has become expensive. To some, an EV is cheaper and easier to maintain, while to others, it is expensive. While this largely also depends on the size of its owner's pockets, it is worth noting that the end of these incentives mean EVs will not get any cheaper for a long time. Number 4. Increased cost of production. As stated earlier, EV makers intend to make a massive push into EV production, as already seen through the goals many automakers set at the beginning of the year, with some setting production goals of up to 400,000 units. Well, you know EVs cost a fortune to produce, their most expensive parts being the batteries. Although some manufacturers have found a way to reduce costs by producing these batteries in-house, they still cost a lot to produce, and frankly, not all manufacturers have that luxury. The cost of batteries and other raw materials is high due to the high demand for those same raw materials in different industries. The extraction process of some raw materials and the plain lack of availability of these raw materials all contribute to the high price tags. Simply put, the more EVs are sorted and produced in mass, the fewer raw materials are available. Number 3. Infrastructure challenge. A major challenge faced by EV owners is insufficient infrastructure to tackle their needs. As we all know, EVs are 100% electric, which means they need to be charged as often as they get driven. Not every owner gets the luxury of direct charging at the convenience of their homes each time they need a refill. So charging infrastructures are needed at strategic points within states to enable users to easily find and access them when the need arises, which is bound to. Range anxiety remains a serious challenge, and that is why governments are making sure that charging infrastructures are built and kept functional for the benefit of EV owners. Millions of dollars go into making these infrastructures available, which typically leads to high operation costs. A remarkable level of research also goes into ensuring that these infrastructures, chargers, and all are compatible with the EVs, so in the end, EVs keep getting expensive. Number 2. Research and development. EV makers are constantly researching how to make EVs new and improved, which costs money, from materials needed for research and implementation. The cost of making significant improvements to EVs' internal and external components is high. Therefore, EVs end up being pricey because the sole aim of all of this research and mass production is to meet customers' needs, and in turn make a profit. Manufacturer-suggested retail prices are through the roof, and once again, dealers have to deal with the cost of purchasing the EVs in the first place before thinking about how much to sell it out to customers. As improvements are being made daily, EV prices keep shooting up, and it doesn't seem like it will end anytime soon. EVs are going to keep getting expensive. Number 1. The EV technology is still in its early stages. The EV industry has been around for a long time, and it might seem that because of that, automakers should have a significant hold on the technology. Well, to some extent they do. However, it is obvious that EVs haven't reached the predicted mature stage yet. EV techs are still coming up, and it will take years for this technology to be fully developed. New discoveries are being made, and technological advancements is constantly on the rise. Because a lot of hype has been created around EVs, manufacturers have to work continually to make the EVs live up to the hype. The demand is high. Therefore, we see the production of various luxury SUVs and sedans. The flashy technologies installed in these luxury cars do not just appear. They cost a lot to create. Although the widespread adoption of EVs hasn't been as wide as anticipated, they have gained popularity and now have a foothold in the market. EVs present many benefits to owners in the long term, as research shows that EV owners save more annually, up to $6,000 than gas car owners. One might think that the pumping of EVs into the market would make them cheaper, but that has not been the case, and it will not be in the next few years. That's a wrap of our review of 7 reasons why EVs won't be cheaper than gas cars for many years to come. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'd appreciate it if you showed us your support as a growing channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Do well to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future posts and subsequent updates. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.